Sit turn type sit. Good boy. Ruff.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff.
Welcome everybody to Cutting a Promo. Cutting a Promo this week is going to be a little bit of a update. Well, it's probably going to be a lot of bit of an update of what's going on the Turnbuckle Tabloid side and such, and what's been going on with what I am looking to do in the future with the show and all the other projects that we've been doing at this side of town. Yeah, it's been a minute since it dropped an episode, probably a little bit, almost 2 weeks from now. And reason being is because of a multitude of things. We have so much that was going on. I recently came back from vacation. I didn't get to speak about it too much with you guys. I didn't say anything much about it, but we were on vacation. And while on vacation, I began to think about what is going to happen with Turnbuckle Tabloid and such from here on out, because, you know, as you guys know, we're 8 years in, halfway through the 8th year. And I'm not saying it's a grind, because it's not. I still love doing the show. I love doing every facet of what we do here in, I guess, Turnbuckle Tabloid Studios, if you would call it. But while on vacation, which, by the way, I'm promising myself never to take such a long gap of time to have the ability to enjoy myself and explore life outside of work and podcasting and such. I've been very bogged down with actual life stuff, responsibilities and things. And this was the first time in a long time in my career that I was able to take a extended vacation and enjoy it. Super Producer Silly and I, we took a trip to Puerto Rico, and it had been over 35 years since the last time I was there, and this was her first time, and we had a blast. It was a beautiful moment, because I know from here on out, time is going to be of an essence, and the windows of quality time with my child are going to be shrinking, because she's becoming an adult. She's she'll be in college in like a week or so, and she's gonna start her own life. She's gonna start doing her own things, and being around daddy might not be the biggest thing for her to do. And no wonder I'm over here bugging out why I'm like feeling like in a haze, because I ain't got my glasses on. There I go. Hi guys. I know that these moments are going to be special, not only for me but for her as well. And hopefully we do get to do some stuff again. But I know reality is she's going to be grown up. She's going to be hanging out with friends, doing other things. Doing adult things like I did when I was growing. When it came that time. So. That was just it was just a thought-provoking breakthrough moment for me to say, like, you know what, now that I think I'm over my fear of flying, I'm gonna start doing that a little bit more when I get the opportunity to do so. That's definitely gonna be something on the bucket list, because Nothing keeps you more healthier than you keeping yourself healthier. You have to start it yourself, and you have to start doing that. Mind, body, and soul, everything has to be healthy for you to begin to experience life, enjoy life, and do what you do from here on out. So I'm gonna make that a point to do so. At the same time, while on vacation, I was also thinking about what to do with business here, and I started thinking about what has been done on this show for all those years. We've dug deep and dissected every part, facet, angle of wrestling that we can, and had beautiful conversations with a multitude of people who've come down our hollowed hallways and stepped through the doors of uh, Turnbuckle Tabloid Studios and such, and we're able to have great conversations and eye-opening opinions and thoughts from everyone who comes through here. So I have to say that I have greatly appreciated those who've helped and those who have been a part of growing the show, as well as, of course, the uh, mothership of it all, the one who puts this all together, Rageworks, who has done a fantastic job of being patient of what we're doing over here, and also being able to help us grow leaps and bounds year to year, uh, with different facets and different ways to reach audiences and such. So I'm always greatly appreciative to the boss Rich and the fam at Rageworks who's been there for us so long. So with that being said, I just put together a plan. It's on vacation I started from scratch what I believe what I wanted to do, but I wasn't quite sure to do it, because sometimes it's like before you take a step, you got to make sure that all your ducks are in a row, and you want to if you're going to take that leap, know that you're going to be taking a big leap. And I thought about the process, and I said, yeah, this is something that needs to be done and needs to happen. So we recently just celebrated our first year with the creation of New York WrestleMedia. This was the first week of August. We celebrated our first year, and we have been trying to push out as much content as possible with that, with the multitude of shows that we have on there, piece by piece, little by little. Some fall by the wayside, some will come back. We're working on it, but I realized that for me to do that, I need to start putting stuff on hold to start pushing other stuff forward. And I really think that if I can help with putting something to the side and banking on what could be a bigger thing, I'm thinking that this could be a positive and quite frankly a project that could be fruitful for all who participate and who are going to be involved in it. So I started processing the fact that I might have to put Turnbuckle Tabloid to the side for a little bit. Not to say that I'm killing the show, not at all. We're still going to be doing reviews, previews, recaps. We're still going to be doing new stuff, wrestling rundown and such. But I'm going to be honest with you, wrestling in the past few weeks has not been interesting. It hasn't been entertaining. There hasn't been anything out there that's really captured my eyes. And it's not even, there was times where we'll get the lows and the highs from different promotions, one will be on a high and one will be on a low. And for my end, I don't see anything from any promotion that's keeping my attention. I'm watching snippets here, clips there, matches that are edited and such, because nothing has been really catching my eye. And I've become, once again, and we I've gone through this road down before. We've gone on this road down prior to where I just get frustrated with companies who are not utilizing talent and just feel as though that the fans are the dumb ones. We're the ones that buying into your shit, but we're the dumb ones because we don't know anything, you know, and we keep going into the same carousel of the same individuals who are in the same title picture, who's in the same storyline. There's nothing in anywhere that I've seen with any creativity. It's falling by the wayside. I'm really believing that now that companies are just building themselves on a model that we can do a week by week show that's horseshit, but then come to PLEs, that's where the payoff is going to be, and everybody's going to love it because that's where they're going to be the big bucks is at. And I can't say that I agree with that. I'm not giving myself that time and investment just to be sitting around watching a show just because I've been watching wrestling for so many years. And now we've become just a social media, clickbait, watch matches, at 1-2 minutes at a time, because everything else is about not cater to the fans. All you cater to is your pockets, and it's just annoying. Even from the show that's of all shows to the owner with the fan favorite fetish that never seems to get anything right when it comes to booking because they don't want any help, to a company that has been around for so many years, that's it's been dancing around or possibly breaking through, but yet has to get smushed down by big big brother and such. It's honestly it's just becoming an annoyance. So trying to crank out a show for week to week has been a struggle. It's been I have notes for news stories for, let's say, for Wrestling Rundown for the longest, and I can't get to it because there's nothing really there that could be anything that I care about to report, to talk about. If I don't have a passion for it, I'm not going to do it. So it's like it just sit to the side. And the same could be said about reviewing shows or looking at what angles and storylines have become the focal point of wrestling. Nothing just seems palatable for anything, or for me at least. But for anybody else, more power to you if you're enjoying the meal. And for me, I can't eat that shit anymore. So I'm just gonna start peeling back on Turnbuckle Tabloid, and possibly whenever I could drop an episode. I'm not totally cutting it off, but what I'm gonna do is just maybe just build it on an episode every 2 weeks and just separate what Wrestling Rundown or Cutting a Promo or whatever it is that we're doing, recaps and predictions. I didn't even want to do a prediction for Triple Mania. I didn't care. It just, and then watching it, I realized why I didn't do it, because it's not appealing to me. Lucha Libre has not been Lucha Libre in years. I don't know what the hell this is. This is just, I don't know. This is just, it's comical, and if, once again, if that's the audience that they want, more power to you. Go for it. It's just not for me. I don't know. I always felt that there's a moment in time for comedic wrestling, but if the card is basically that, and it just doesn't resonate with me, and a lot of this stuff just, I hate to say choreographed, but there's a moment in time where yeah, it's Fabe. I know, I get it, it's not real, but shit, the wrestlers aren't even making it fucking seem like it's real. They don't even give a fuck. Can you imagine if I went to if I went to go see Fantastic Four, and during the movie the Thing fucking just rips off his CGI and be like, hey, this is going to be a good part right here. Did you see the part where Galactus came? Watch what's going to happen next, because I actually do some work, and he puts the Galactus CGI back on, or whatever the fuck. it just you kill the fucking mystique of what wrestling is, and it's fucking awful. So now I've come to the conclusion that I'm gonna have to, like I said, put Turnbuckle Tabloid to the side. I'm not gonna be able to do the weeklies, but the good news is what I'm going to do is I'm finally gonna do what I initially wanted to do in the beginning, but I was waiting for the network to build momentum, and which is to have New York WrestleMania become the flagship of the whole production here. So Turnbuckle Tabloid will be under New York WrestleMania. It will now become a show under New York WrestleMania, meaning Turnbuckle Tabloid socials, the YouTube page, TikTok is already under New York WrestleMania. Socials will be under New York WrestleMania. The Turnbuckle Tabloid will now shift everything that way. Our Facebook will now become New York WrestleMania Facebook page. Instagram will be New York WrestleMania Instagram page. Anything else that we do with the socials at YouTube. Now the YouTube, what's going to happen is since the YouTube page for Turnbuckle Tabloid has more followers than it does for the New York WrestleMania page, I'm just going to convert the Turnbuckle Tabloid page and create it as a new New York WrestleMania page. And slowly but surely take older episodes I had on the old New York WrestleMania page, put it on the new one, which is the Turnbuckle Tabloid page, which will be converted to a New York WrestleMania page. And hopefully the subscribers from there will transfer over, if they're not already done it, transfer over to the new New York WrestleMania page. I think it's better that way. I think we need to start releasing more content under the New York WrestleMania page. I really want to get more into divulging more into the history and headlock stuff. I really want to divulge more into bringing back Collar to Pinfall. I love that style of conversations. I want to do that more. I want to do more of, especially Press Save with Santi. There's a lot of games that I want to play and show you guys that you may have not seen, since I am the older statesman here of the group. But there are games that you may have not known of that I want to show you guys, and even older games that now are getting a fresh coat of paint due to modding that I want to show you guys. And do more with that there. Under the Ring Apron, we'll have our conversations with people, our interviews with people. Everything could be done all under that New York WrestleMania umbrella, with just multitude of shows, instead of having to cram everything in one spot with Turnbuckle Tabloid. Turnbuckle Tabloid will probably most likely be just a place for where we'll do our cutting of promos and our wrestling rundowns for the news stories and such. And that works better because it just condenses the show, and it'll be quick shots. It doesn't have to be a long thing as such. As for the podcast aspect, because that's just the visual aspect of it. As for the audio aspect, I haven't spoken to the boss Rich yet, but knowing my relationship with him for over 8 years, it's like 10 years or more. Jesus Christ! Shout out to the boss Rich. I feel most wholeheartedly that he'll be on board with this, where the Turnbuckle Tabloid page will just become now a New York WrestleMania page, and all shows will be that are feasible for audio. The only one that probably won't be for audio is Press Save with Santi, because that's more of a visual show. But everything else could be done audio, and we'll release them on podcasts as well, because just in case people can't watch the YouTube, you could always get the podcast on there. And that's also another way you could get quick shots as well. We don't have to have long-winded 3-hour video sessions, YouTube sessions. I could always do let's say, for instance, of history and headlocks. If it runs almost 2 hours, I could cut those into 2 parts. It makes it easier for the viewer and the listener to be a part of the experience and listen. So I'm excited to do this. I'm excited to get more on board. I want to get more involved with visual aspects, more graphic stuff. I don't have a large window of time to do stuff, though. This is why it makes it easier for me to do this. And like I said, Turnbuckle Tabloid is not going anywhere. It's just that we're just going to be distributing it in smaller increments and shorter spurts. So this is not a goodbye. It's not a swan for Turnbuckle Tabloid. I'm not killing it. I'm just, putting it out to I'm not putting out to pasture. No, I'm not doing that. No, we're not going to the glue factory. No, what we're just gonna do is just going to let it breathe for a little bit and just let it relax, and just when it's time to roll out some predictions and reviews and such, that's when it'll come out for you guys. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm waiting. I want to get a lot of other individuals on board. If you guys want to be a part of what's going on here, if you guys want to do some stuff for the show, you can reach us at nywrestlemedia@gmail.com. That's nywrestlemedia@gmail.com. You can email us and we'll respond. And just if you have some ideas you want to pitch for maybe a future show and such, let us know. But other than that, guys, like I said, Turnbuckle Tabloid is not dying. We're just about to generate even bigger content, and Turnbuckle Tabloid will be the heart of New York WrestleMedia because it's what started it all. And for those who've been here from the beginning, I want to thank you guys for being a part of it and showing us love. And you guys have been amazing and giving me the strength to continue to go and push more content week by week. And I'm looking forward to do it even more this day and age with the newer ideas and the newer shows to do. So thank you guys for once again. And for all the people who've been involved with putting together shows, Third Announcer Table, like I said, Call It a Pinfall, History in Headlocks, Under the Ring Apron, and such. You guys have been amazing, and I'm looking forward to keep doing business with you guys, and I'm hoping that you guys return to do more business with us here in New York WrestleMedia as well. So with that being said, thank you guys for showing us love. And like I said, Turnbuckle Tabloid is not going anywhere. We will be back. But for right now, check you guys in a sec. In a sec.
2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff.
Sit, turn type, sit. Good boy. Ruff.